catch-up time if they keep up that momentum.
We head into our first set then. The game mode, of course, being Holstein. Wow, that is a very close poll. The closest that we've seen today, 51%. On event.brawlstars.com, feel as though Reconic Esports have got this one in the bag, but only separated by that 2% margin. SK Calalas slightly here as far as the event site is concerned. I don't want to say underdog, but, you know, it could be so, Trev, that everyone at home watching is feeling like you're onto something here, but maybe they know more a bit more about why than you. Regardless, here are the drafts coming in. The band being Primo, Stu, and Gray on the side of Reconic. The SK Calalas, the Barley, the Stu, and the Dynamite pick as the Ruffs comes in first. And it's an interesting first pick here, to be fair. I mean, it has the ability to obviously break, and that is why some will favor it over the Rico. But if a Reconic, Shelly's their first pick. That is a bit of a scary one. Pam is still available here as well, by the way. That could be where they're thinking to go next. But that is it. Yeah, as we said yesterday, all day long, Trev, if Shelly is not banned, kind of more often than not is going to be picked first.
Scrap Pam, give us some Edgar. Come on. We're gonna be going towards the Griff, and honestly, not something I'd expected. The little maybe 4 blocked unbreakable walls that is in the middle of this map aren't too meaningful, so I don't mind the wall break, but it's definitely not something I'd have gone towards if I was them. But with Ruffs breaking up the map, maybe they're just going to double down and take something a bit more long range for their last pick.
I'm not a massive fan of that Ruffs first pick, but with no throwers, I can't really see Edgar being the choice to go for, really. I mean, it's going to be terrible into both a Griff and a Shelly, so I'm sorry to let you down there. But who knows? B going to come in for SK Calalas. I don't necessarily mind it. The Honey Molasses can get some very good value, but with the amount of wall break on the map, it's just a question of, as time goes on, whether that gadget will be rendered slightly useless. Definitely far better on the right-hand side than anywhere else, but can be optimal on both sides. Again, with that gadget to hand. The Griff with the piggy bank, though, is going to prioritize opening things up very early on there on the side of Reconic. Max going to come in. We saw that a little bit yesterday, not very much on split, to be fair, but I don't know. I'm not too fond of this draft for SK Calalas here. Reconic have got a very good opportunity now to secure it with a third and final pick.
Yeah, they do. I don't mind the SKC comp, though, I will say. You know, I don't mind the Max and the B, especially because surely Griff, Ruffs, Shelly are going to be breaking up the map a lot. And if the map's going to be broken up, why are we seeing a Sprout? And especially with the speed that Max is going to bring to the table as well, it's going to be harder to hit those shots. Yes, he's going to be able to build his own walls, but is it going to be enough to really match what the wall break's doing?
It's questionable. It is a little bit, but I can see it. You can get a lot of value in that bottom left-hand side. If you get that wall to cover the majority of the bush as well, then it's going to break open that crossover, and then you're going to have a great time just ricocheting shots. But you're completely right. The SK Calalas comp is very, very aggressive in its nature. And if Reconic Esports don't establish early control and end up losing that, it's very hard to retake once you've got that utility behind the comp that they are running to really contest much of the objective. As we go into our first match, South America West. Christian already almost goes down there. Look at Exit, though, just hanging on for dear life. That's a great ricochet shot there from Toxic. You're allowed then to go to the left-hand side and help out JXCR, and so far, Reconic have a very good start here, Trap.
Yeah, they really do. And I mean, they've got control of both sides, and Christian just staying aggressive as well, because he knows that's their home side. If he can just keep them back, then I don't think that kind of aggression was warranted, especially now Toxic has to rotate and JXCR is going to be pinched down. But Exic, he's died over this side once. Nothing really stopping him from doing it again. Great shots and a pinned in as well. Christian's going to clean that up, and still JXCR dominating the left.
Calalas are falling very quickly behind here. 60% is what Reconic have to their name so far. They've really struggled on this right-hand side to do anything at all. And now Toxic and JXCR are just making a home here on the left. Big break, but it's so little too late. I mean, this game is pretty much almost over. Just 10% now, and with 2 members of Reconic and a wall to add to the equation, chalk this one out, Trump. This game goes the way of Reconic.
I'm cooking. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just had a feeling, and Reconic are backing me up. I don't know what to see any breaks from the Ruffs whatsoever.
Crashing.
Wow. For SK Calalas, they need to turn this around quickly. I want to see more from Exic on this right-hand side, because he didn't really have much of a lane, really. It's continuously struggling to really land the shots that he needs. Now, healing up. Christian, though, has got the range advantage and healing up so fantastically well there. Possibly running the heal gear as well. We shall see as the left-hand side wall goes down for Toxic. JXCR just going to sit behind it. Alchemical needs to get super. He needs to break that wall as early as he can, because otherwise JXCR is just going to be the immovable object there. And there it is. That's much better than now. And SK Calalas can reap the rewards of it. As Christian almost dies here, but no. Flip and reverse. Reconic stays firm in that bottom right-hand side.
And look how much control they've got as well. Can they get the percent from this little pocket? I'm not sure if they can or not. Maybe a little bit, but they broke it down anyway and reset it, trying to get it done now. And that's a good wall, surprisingly. Going to get bounced around on by Alchi, though. And now JXCR just moving around, trying to break some of these sandbags. And he's going to be breaking the wall, not the wall that's actually on the zone. And during this time, he's still getting the percent.
Was punished heavily as well. Tox will get the pickup.
Ooh.
But now for the first... Oh, if only Essie had stayed alive there, we might have seen a big turnaround potential, but it's not going to happen now. Reconic are surely going to take this set, and they did it in incredible fashion. It wasn't the place for SK Calalas so far. Brawl, though, historically hasn't been a great mode for SK Calalas either. They've had some struggles, some chokes along the way here as well, so I feel like this might cater more towards Reconic in just the nature of their playstyle. That could be something which SK Calalas would need to take into account here. I think when it comes to the draft, you've got to consider the threat that is Shelly. Time and time again, people leave it open here, and it's just an easy goal scoring opportunity. Good to see that they are banning it on the right-hand side there. Reconic with the first pick of Max coming in, which I think makes a lot more sense here than it did previously to this in Split. Leon, as we seen him for the first pick again, for the second time today on this particular map. The bans were Shelly, Stu, the M pick joins the Leon. Didn't quite catch the others here, but Poco, Meg, B, and Crow all out of this draft.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Leon that was actually good, right? It might just be the South American meta that I'm just completely glazing over. But I think it was just the opponents that Zest were faced against weren't at the same level as Zest, not the Leon really being that incredible. So far, I'm kind of with the Reconic draft, the speed, the max. If they compare as something very good here, then yes, it's going to be an incredible comp. But on the other side as well, Ems is really nothing you can kind of just look past either. It's a very, very solid brawl on this map, and the super can scan so much.
Yeah, if you get super, you are in a formidable position just to really either hold a solid defense or go on the aggressive. South America really are enjoying Griff right now. I'm very curious to see later on today how Griff has sat into the North American meta and whether it still has a place, but certainly South America have picked it more than any other this weekend. It's interesting to see, and I'm not sure whether it's the pairing that I would like to see with the Carl and the Max. I was with you. I really did love that Reconic Esports draft and how that was shaping up to be. I kind of much prefer the Primo. I mean, if you time in those runs and go on the aggressive, all this SK Calalas comp could work really, really nicely, but they are going to be very much at bay to that Max on the other side of the field. It's a much more even draft now, I feel. I think it's always a great thing to have a wall breaker on the side of Reconic. I just don't know whether Grip was the one for me that they should have gone for, but how are you feeling now you can see the draft in its full form here, Trav?
I still kind of like Reconics. I mean, SKC, they've brought in the Primo. They've been bold with it. There's going to be a lot of DPS going towards him with the Max, the Griff. But we know a Primo can make a play no matter what. They can always force something through if the play's right. And I don't doubt that they'll be able to make some of those plays.
There's SK Calalas behind. Well, really getting so much of a look in Hot Zone, but Brawl is here. X was going to make a run for it there, and I was wondering whether he might have found the space for it. Quickly punished, though. And speed in for Toxic. Christian, though weak, can't really contest this left-hand side lane without some additional HP. Now with damage gear as well, but the Invisi Hill from Alchemical is good. We find him. He will survive on until Toxic gets the pickup. Will Christian be able to heal quickly enough to get a flying hook in? No. Reconic can play this a bit slower and steadier, but they do hold some great high ground with that break there from JXCR. Exica's got nowhere to be able to really maneuver on this left-hand side anymore.
Yeah, he knows he can't use this throw either because he needs it for the defense. The pass, this doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if the pass doesn't get through because they just absolutely destroy him anyway with the DPS that they're able to put out. Primo goes down. 3 supers though. This is dangerous, but also 3 supers on the side of Reconic. Super going to be thrown out there, but the ball is over the right-hand side and Lukitas getting the kill, but needs it passing back to Exic, and he just knocks him out of his range with his jump, which isn't great. Toxic, feeling very ambitious, running into 2, dies, and that gives all control to SKC.
Potential pass here, and it is going to be there, but the defense is holding for Reconic, and they managed to get it out again. Esek is not done yet, though. Trying. Oh, what a cancellation there with the suplex. Oh, the pass didn't quite make it, though. Some mistakes being shown here for SK Calalas. This should be a super shot. They didn't go for the super shot, but the HP. Oh, the mistakes being made, but they are delaying it. It will avail to a goal. Maybe they weren't mistakes. It's tough to see. Hesitations, though, certainly to be seen on that front. I'm not sure whether that was smooth, but a goal is a goal, Trav.
Yeah, nice shot from Christian there to get that down all the way to the super as well. This is a lot coming towards SKC right now. The pass to the left-hand side, the speed alone might even be the move. Try and get out of the way of this Primo jump, but actually lands directly on him, looking for another, but can't get it. Toxic's going to burn down GXCR. No piggy banks left in hand, so no kills, but Alchi gets scouted out twice there, and a complete waste of super from him.
BTS bears the front of that one. And does go down for it. Exik on his own is just going to try to take a couple of shots along the way, delay things as best he can, get super, but that might be not the play. It's fed a lot as we go into overtime here, but no supers are a very pleasing thing if you're looking at things from the perspective of SK Calalas there, because that would have been over for me if Reconic had just found that opening as the boxes went down to find the shot. Meanwhile, Alchi has got super as well as Exik as well. Big hits from Lukitas and a super to follow, but JXCR survives on until the flames will burn him down. Christian goes in, and it is that same thing of Exik versus the world. Can he get the ball in time? No! Off the line! A bit of a fumble there for Reconic, and a second chance for SK Calalas to be able to come out on top.
But still time as well. They've got the speed here, but they're surely going to be wanting to save this super. I mean, X is just going to stand behind this wall, but another super's been got by JXCR. The jump comes in, but might have been a little bit too defensive. Now he does go down. Christian going to spin towards that right-hand side, does get the kill. 3v1. They need the DPS. They need to get him down before the Primo comes in. Flying hook towards the ball, gets it. Super's there. One pass, and the shot underneath. Reconic secure the goal, the game, and move on.
Gap, it is too close to call realistically there, but could have been smoother. On both sides of the field, there were mistakes on the side of SK Calalas as well. I love that play, though, from Alchi towards the end with the Invisible Hill just defending for his life. But again, it is Exik versus 3 members of Reconic, and he's doing pretty well for the most part to be able to delay things enough for his teammates to respawn back in.
Yeah, GXCR is going to get the kill now, though, and just out of range of Evans as well. Super thrown towards him. Didn't get too much of a cycle on that one. Maybe a few more hits are going to be required to get that back, but obviously Primo did just use his as well, I believe, so not really going to have the best cycle for him either. But Christian with super here, it's dangerous position, knockback friend zone, great stuff from him, gets the takedown. No hype coming in from it, though. Must be using that extra damage. JXCR just trying to beam him down, but Alchi got the heals, and that's not enough to withstand all that DPS.
And not at all, but Toxic has got super now as well. Waiting for his teammates to cluster in. Wants the takedown of Lukitas is there. Now Christian's got a great chance. Ooh, but he will get the takedown. X has got the gadget, but he's not there to be able to do anything about it. JXCR will score it. And that puts Reconic in a very, very great spot. They can delay this even more so, and the scoreline doesn't change. And they could be going 2 sets up here. SK Calalas have got to defend, and it is not going to be an easy feat. Friend zone on point for Lukitas, and that should buy some valuable time.
Yeah, it was a good attempt from Toxic, though, to try and get that ball back. Or back round him, should I say, and get the face shifter off, but Friendzone came down just in time for Lukitas, so nice play from him, but X is going to be jumping on in. Gets knock him out of range, and Piggybank does get dropped as well there, not sure about that. Obviously, was just out of range, but could have been better used with some wall break, but clearly worked to play it defensively. Lukitas just get his super, but also being burned down. Super come through. Toxic just going to go very aggressive on Alchi, and they're looking for more supers here. Carl's got his as well, going to go aggressive. Does jump. No, the Primo super, and that's all the shot in. Is a beauty from JXCR.
3 DPS for Toxic, 11 takedowns. A fantastic game for him. Dry season for Bounty. And this could be where it all comes to an end here for SK Calalas unless they start to really iron out some of these mistakes in the draft, which they've given themselves no space for mistakes. This has got to be right. Let's see, though, how they ban things out here. I feel like now it's kind of a weird thing to say, but Shelly's a bit of a must ban here for me on dry season. As the bans come in, will it be there? It is there for SK Calalas. Gene is the first pick, and one that I think makes a very good starting hand. Leon, Carl, and B were the bans on the side of Reconic. For SK Calalas to tick the Max and the Shelly. I do like the way things are shaping up. We're going to have some options here, as there are 6 individual brawlers banned.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the gene being played out in the Zest versus Revenge Gaming, and obviously Revenge Gaming kind of weren't at the same level of Zest, but it didn't work out really that well whatsoever. I do like the Gus as a first pick, though, from SKC, kind of opening their drafts up a little bit, and obviously when you compare it with something aggressive, it does work very, very well, and we've seen it playing so defensively as well. But Grey was a brawler that's been extremely dangerous throughout today. We saw it in Layer Cake earlier on with Motep playing, and it was some of the best gameplay we've seen all monthly finals.
You can see there on the face of Toxic, they did not like that Grey pick. It was left open. They were probably looking to, snatch it there, but I love the guts. We see it so much in other regions, not so much here. And it has a great, great place. Now they have to rethink their strategy a little bit. You can see that it has caused a little bit of a nudge now for Reconic. They're going to have to adapt a little bit, and Mr. P comes in. We are in that spot now as Mr. P becomes a bit more relevant, and it has a place in dry season for sure. There's so much of a defensiveness, isn't there, with this particular map, that Mr. P can just shoot over those walls, so you can't really sit there. And I think that that was a smart adjustment. But something along the lines of Brock, for me, would do greatness to add to this comp. They are lacking some DPS, some range as well, a little bit here. And some wall breaking would definitely go a long, long way. It's going to be body, though, instead, which I don't necessarily mind here.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the Reconic comp. It's rounded out quite well, I'd say. And Mr. P obviously would have been quite good against the composition they drafted if they didn't take it themselves. So probably a smart thing to do, just take it out the hands of SKC. And obviously with it being a great brawler at the moment, and with a lot of the pros around the world saying it's going to be, or is already the meta, it's probably quite a smart pick. But we're back to SKC for their last, and they're going to need 3 sets in a row. And as I say, after coming April monthly final winners to losing in the semi-finals against what is an underdog for the rest of the season, is not the place they want to be. Penny going to be the last selection from SKC, and I like it. You're going to be splashing through a lot of those Mr. P porters. You're going to be able to play salty barrels and mortars to tank these gene pulls, and when that body comes in, if you've got some help, it shouldn't be too hard to clean it up either.
Interesting stuff. Well, I think the drafts are looking pretty decent. SK Calalas have a good one, but do they have the skill to match, as Reconic Esports are on an absolute tear at the moment, and they have all the momentum in the world. They've really struggled to get a game, on the side of SK Calalas here, and let alone a set. This is the thing. Big early gadget pop for Toxic will earn themselves the blue star for Reconic, and that does give them options to be able to go straight back onto the defensive. Connections there from Exic will help a little bit, but we do see more and an aggressive side of things from SK Calalas. The lack of wall break for me is the main concern. If Reconic get the lead and can sit back, it could prove costly. Lucas T, beautiful from Lukitas, survives on there, gets out, gives the lead over the SK Calalas, and now they have themselves the advantage.
Yeah, Toxic was looking for a bit of a jump there, but didn't really want to over-aggress alone, and probably was a smart choice, especially with these. I believe the porters actually did remain alive, so should still be spawning through. But jump still available for Toxic now, so might want to pair it quite nicely with some more aggressive plays or some porters coming through to be able to tank as well. Gadget used by Exic there, and I don't know about that play. Really didn't do a lot in my eyes.
Yeah, it got double value, the double connection, but then again, if there's no follow-up for it, the stars are not going to be going anywhere. They'll be staying exactly where they are. So questionable for sure, especially as time ticks on, but JXCR with a missed ball there might also be feeling more over in favor of SK Calalas. The Vengeful Spirit's got some value, but Christian then on the left-hand side gets even more so. Brings the lead over. 2 stars now in favor of Reconic. And of course that blue star differential for any potential draws. Penny Torres there, but I like the way this is leading, and it could be smelling a match point situation for Reconic.
There you go, that's a much better gadget from Exic there. JXCR's very low as well, gets taken down, but Blue Star's still in the hands of Reconic. They need another kill, and Toxic's being burned down. Actually has to jump away, but the pull comes in. Great stuff from him to bring them in closer to Toxic, who's in this form. Gonna go and hunt down Alchi now as well, but it doesn't matter because they've already cleaned up the rest. Reconic Esports gonna be heading on to match point, and SKC just stood watching.
So focused on the prize at hand, they would love to make the grand finals here today, and they are 1 game away from doing just that.
Toxic going to grab that blue star yet again. Walking Cage straight through that one singular wall. Christian's very low. Toxic's very low as well, but they're evening things out. JXCR's got to get Exic here and does manage to continue having this lead. 3 stars over Lakitas as well. Not going to be needed because they already have this 3-star lead, and JXCR's going to be the prime target of SKC now.
tough spot. Yet again for SK Calalas, but JXCR's got pull now. He's got to land it, that's the thing, and provide the value to his team to extend this lead even more so. Ouchie's taking the front of both Toxic and Christian, has got to retreat back. Zexic tries to buy some time for him to do so. But this comp just hasn't really been feeling like it's got much synergy for me. A shield from Exit to Lakitas, but only really takes one shot. But the Walking Cane is where the value really is. Where's the follow-up? They finally managed to do it, but look at the stars back and forth. Still keeping the lead in favor of Reconic by a solid 5 there and the blue star. And time is trickling down.
Yeah, Paul's still available as well, and if he does it through this unbreakable wall, won't break any of those valuable defensive walls. Christian's going to go straight for the turret here. One more shot needed for it, and does bring it down. Bouncing those shots over. JXCR looking for the ball, does get it. Going to place that in the face, and actually the TP comes in as well. Lakitas needs to get the TP out, does that successfully, but it doesn't really matter. They do actually get the kill with the Walking Cane there, straight through the wall. Nice stuff from him, but it's still 4 stars. Toxic's got 5. He's got to be the target.
He is the one that they've got to focus their attention on, isn't it? But he's got jump now as well, so he's got that escape mechanism. As Christian tries to do his best on the left, you might even go down here. It's a trade-off. There's 5 stars between it now, and Toxic was able to evade that situation. Lakitas got no value for it. They've got to find him. There's no time for it. 10 seconds are remaining on the clock. It's Toxic or nothing. I don't think there's enough time for them to realistically do much more than find him, and they're not going to be able to do it. Reconic Esports end it in style and go forwards to today's grand final, leaving SK Calalas in the dust.
That was just absolutely beautiful from Reconic. I will say they played so well throughout, and going from April champions to losing in the semi-finals against a big underdog like